Star Report. I'm your host, Star. It is Wednesday evening. Let's get down to business. Steve Harvey admits he wants to knock Katt Williams out. Yes, he did. He said it on stage in Atlanta at the Invest Fest. Stephen A. Smith was hosting the panel or whatever he was doing, Steve Harvey, and they had a discussion. He never mentioned Katt Williams by name, but he did say he was talking about the little short punk ass with the perm. And this is not just due to Katt Williams, who went on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay-Shay months ago. But this goes back to 2008, correct me if I'm wrong, when they had the face-off, the battle for the king of comedy in Detroit, if memory serves me correctly. So let's not pretend we don't all want to see something pop off. Yes, Steve Harvey is an older man, but he has already put it out there. He says he's still got hands. And when he said that, the audience, ooh, as black people do. Black folks love drama. And then when it gets lit, y'all should chill, stop, let it go. No. We want to see the nonsense. I know I do. Okay, so that's what we're discussing tonight. Steve Harvey has admitted he wants to put hands on Katt Williams, but again, never mentioned him by name. Katt Williams has responded via social media, and I guess at some point he will include Steve Harvey back into his stand-up comedy. Both of these guys are very well established, respected in terms of comedy. I don't think Steve Harvey does stand-up anymore. I know he's doing a bunch of television shows, and salute to him. He's graduated. He's going to do things that I'm sure make him and his family very, very comfortable in life, all right? Also, my showrunner, I need some time to lay this out. We've been having some very good discussions here as of late. That's not a trending topic. Are black people still needed in the U.S.? It's not a trending topic. But before I lay it out, I want to say thank you to those of you who are Caribbean, black, tethers, if you will, whatever type of black person you are. You call into the show. I let you speak. I try to be as fair as possible. I lean a little bit more FBA, but I'm only half FBA. And listen, I'm a man who has lived a great life, and I will continue to do so. But I'm not going to ignore the contributions made by people who are not necessarily from this particular soil. And when they come here, they work hard. I respect that. I most certainly do. So again, I want to say thank you to those of you who call in, and you know that I will let you speak and speak freely, all right? But the topic, are black people still needed in the U.S.? Well, if you're an athlete or an entertainer, yeah, there's need for you. But keep in mind, when those people acquire wealth or riches, they want to move away from black people. Yes, they want to move to white neighborhoods for the most part. With regards to who is and who isn't black, let me say that the discussion of black people will never get old. Race will never get old. Here we are coming up on the election soon with Trump and Kamala Harris, and race does play a major factor, so let's not act like it doesn't. Also, the special interest groups and lobbyists most certainly do have leverage and power when it comes to things that are rolled out, given to, if you will, or by way of executive orders to certain cultures and or groups. They play a big part. Let me go back for a second for those of you who, you were so gung-ho about Barack Obama once upon a time. I didn't vote for him. Barack Obama gave zero legislation, introduced zero legislation to the House or the Senate when he was president for those 8 years. Zero executive orders, unless I missed one, okay? Barack Obama, for the LGBT community, passed 3 bills. For the Latino community, he passed an executive order. So the question, are black people still needed in the U.S.? It may sound a bit harsh, but again, we've been having some good discussions here, FBA versus tethers, and I think that we can discuss this without necessarily trying to clown or troll black people. That's not what this is about. This is about being objective and being real. And if you're new to this show, I am an objectivist from the school of Ayn Rand. That's a philosophy to which I subscribe, objectivism. And this show is the objective perspective. It's not the black perspective or us, or we, them. However, I do know that I do know how I am perceived. For the most part, it does not hinder, nor does it stop me in life. So the question, are black people still needed in the U.S.? Kamala Harris has already said, and I'm going to keep repeating this, no. Back in 2019, when she was doing an interview with the Griot, you can see the video footage. No, she's not doing anything for reparations or anything that will specifically, she said, specifically benefit black people. So Congress, special interest groups, lobbyists, the president, they don't feel the need, if you ask me, to do anything special. This is the land of capitalism. Slavery was a necessary evil. I've said that before. Some of you said that. A necessary evil. So we are a capitalist society. Let's not get it twisted. But knowing that the Congress and other groups do not have any interest in doing for black people, and when we put the migrants in, or illegals, some people get hung up on, yo, they're not migrants, they're illegals. This we know. But when we put them into the equation, and we have been doing so lately here, are black people still needed in the U.S.? The votes have no power. I'm going to say something else again, and I mean no disrespect to Leonard McKelvey, a.k.a. Charlemagne. Never met the guy, but I thought then, and I think now, that's one of the most disrespectful things I've ever heard. The command, or he was running to be the commander-in-chief, running for the presidency, and to say to a syndicated black radio host, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That was crazy. And I'm not even trying to clown Charlemagne. And salute to him. He kept his composure. He didn't fly up the handle. He didn't crash out. But that was crazy. And anybody in the live chat think that was crazy before we go any further? That was crazy. The audacity to say that. To me, it just says black people are not needed. I've got some other notes here from Brookings.edu. I'm going to read to you guys a little bit later, talking about why has the engine of progress stalled, the widening skills gap, and some other things, why affirmative action doesn't work. But I want to get into the topics at hand here, okay? Steve Harvey admits he wants to knock Katt Williams out. Anybody want to see some gunplay? I do. I want to wake up in the morning and hopefully one of you beautiful trolls, somebody will send me an email, yo, OG, they got it cracking with the blickies. Listen, if Steve Harvey was goofy enough to say that on stage at his age, not only is he still in his feelings, hold on a second, it just goes to show that we can't just keep kicking dirt upon the newer generation. This is an old nigga who said this. And also, guys, this Invest Fest, I need some help, please. Earn Your Leisure. This is their 4th annual Invest Fest. Are those the guys who were, I don't want to say involved, but they were intertwined with DJ Envy and Cesar Pina? Live chat. Earn Your Leisure. This is their 4th annual Invest Fest. Oh, they had a cracking at the Georgia World Congress Center. Pardon me, I've been there multiple times. Are those the guys? Oh, Gangs of Love says, yep. Okay, well, salute to them. They've gotten away from Cesar Pina and Rochelle Casey. But this place was power-packed, and I think we should try and do maybe not a deep dive, but a look into why do you need black celebrities for these types of conventions, if you will? Knowing that a lot of your celebrities are compromised, they are tools, they'll say anything, they will pander. I'm looking at some of the people who were there. Stephen A. Smith, Damon John, Terrence J., a bunch of different people here. will.i.am. I mean, I know that celebrities bring in, ticket sales, but the Invest Fest, I've never been to it. Call in if you want to join the conversation, all right? Damien, I got your donation. Are you calling in, sir? Are you calling in? I think I'm going to let people use profanity as long as they make a donation, because sometimes I know it's just, for some reason, it's hard to just have a conversation. So one day out of the week, tonight will be that one day. If you're going to use profanity, maybe we'll fine you, or maybe you'll just have to submit a donation to express yourself, okay? Let's try area code 779. 779, you're my first caller. Good evening. Steve Harvey wants to knock out. Pow! Katt Williams, you have to speed. 779.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Steve Harvey and Katt Williams. Oh, I was about to talk about the black people being needed.
Oh, okay. You want to start there, sir. You's a thinking nigga. Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Are black people still needed in the U.S.? That's it's a question I want to mentally massage this. Your thoughts, sir?
And I was thinking about that. That's a good way you put that. Are we still needed?
Yeah.
Well, see, America's a business. Everyone's needed, but I think the American black people's plight is over. There's no more fighting for any. It's over. Like the civil rights era is over. We're in the post, the post era. We're in the post era. And I think a lot of us are confused. We think we have to fight for something. There's nothing to fight for anymore. There's no Martin Luther Kings. Right. There's no Malcolm X's. It's over. Just live your goddamn life. Stop sitting here worried about a Venezuelan. Stop worrying about all that bullshit. We've been here too long. Live your life. Yeah. Enjoy your family. Go get you a job. Get you a car. Get you a woman. Get you a business, and shut the fuck up. Okay. That's my. All right,
sir. I have to fine you $5 for each profanity. That's a $10 donation.
Whoa! No. My bad. I got you.
It's $10 a cash app. But continue on. You hit the nail on the head. This place is a business, America.
It's a business. Come on. What are we running? I think like I'm 38 years old. I think my generation, like, we see so much history of how our people had to fight. They did their fight. They did their job. Right. Now it's time for us to just, use it and utilize it. Go to school, get you some education. Yeah. Stop whining. Stop whining. I hate all this. I hate a whining. I hate a whiner. Just whining. Oh man, this rap music and that.
Oh my God. Sir, I'm so sick. Hang on a second. I'm so sick of rap music.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, Star. I'm sick of it. I'm tired, man. I'm so tired.
When I drive my classic cars, I listen to everything but rap music. I'll play the best of the Carpenters, Air Supply, Journey, anything but rap music. Go ahead.
It's like, okay, you wanna be so tough. Yeah. You want to shoot each other, and then when it happens, and they take your property and give it to the immigrants, you say, "What? Man, they moving, they pushing us out." Yeah. They should. They should push you out. Mm-hmm. They should push you out. Chicago, that's my home city. I'm in Illinois now. I'm like an hour away from Chicago. Okay. I'm glad they pushing them dudes out. Yeah. Push them out. Yeah. You ain't doing nothing, no way. Push them out.
Sucking up valuable air,
That's all. Shooting everybody. Now you think, oh, well, this is our property. If it was your property, you would own something. And you don't. All those years, all those tax checks, you don't own nothing. You didn't pool your money, like you say. Right. You didn't pool your money together and do nothing. So, adios, amigo. Right. We're going to try somebody else now.
I appreciate this call. You have set the tone, sir. Do you care about Steve Harvey and Katt Williams? If not, don't worry about it. I like what you put on the table.
Nah, man, let them. They both rich, right? They good. I think they good. Ain't nothing to argue about. Yeah. They all
Steve Harvey's super wealthy. That's a wealthy nigga. Wealthy.
Man, stop it, man. Steve Harvey got his feet kicked up somewhere smoking a cigar. And Katt Williams. They playing the game. They playing the game. Star, they playing the game. Yeah. They playing it well.
Okay. I appreciate the call, sir. And I have to
thanks for taking my call.
Sir, send in that $10 cash app, 2 profanities. Thank you so much. Okay. Kirsten, I got to call you out, folks. Saying stop, don't do it. It's not going to work, all right? Sir Shy, got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Sir Shy, listen, thank you for the donation. I want to stay focused tonight on two topics. Steve Harvey saying he wants to knock out Katt Williams, and the question, are black people still needed in the U.S.? It's time for some niggas to go. Niggas like Star. Let's keep it real. Too black, too strong, you know? Does not live in a black community. Calls police on blacks and Hispanics if I see you in my area. Okay, I'm rambling. But thank you for your donation, Sir Shy. Let's all stay on topic. Skylar Saunders, did you get the link? So I sent you a link. Did you get the link? Area code 347, good evening. Two topics tonight. Let's stay focused, please. 347, good evening. Are you there? It's Wednesday.
Yes. I'm here. I'm barely here.
Okay.
I got maybe 10 on my phone.
Okay, how are you?
But that topic, what's that other topic?
Are black people still needed in the U.S.?
I just want to let you know, nah, man, we've been canceled, man. If you're not playing basketball or, on the football field, man, it's a wrap, man. We're being canceled, man. I hate to say it, but, the amendment rights have been taken away. Freedom of speech has been taken away. They've been spying on our social media, collecting the data through the Facebook, man. Everything has been wired back to the secrets, the deep state. You know what I'm saying? So, with the way that they did it, we know who owns these buildings, and these buildings were vacant. So they moved these people into these buildings. They gave them jobs, and they own the factories, the companies to put them to work.
Are you a man of color, sir? If so, can I ask, how old are you?
Yes. I'm 46 years old, sir.
Okay. I really want to try and be
original man.
Okay, I want to be as objective as possible. This is not intended to clown black people or even, be disrespectful. But from the eyes of the government or other groups, they will look and say, yes. I don't want any trouble. Yes, I can hire.
Okay.
Yes, I can hire you, but I don't want the headache. Now, hold on a second. Let me just lay something else out here. I've got some stats I haven't even gotten to yet. Brookings.edu. Something that I find to be so silly. Education. There's been so many efforts, so much money over the decades spent on education. But when you look at social media, let's look at black people. It's insane. Yeah. It's insane to me to see the allegiance to ebonics and ignorance. Does that make any sense in this day and time?
Well, it's cultural. That is our culture. My education is, I'm an architect, so I'm an architect, man. I've been in Trenton State Prison. I've been in Rawway. I've been in Southwood State Prison. I've been in Leesburg, Bayside. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm a paraplegic, man. I got it out the mud, man. I've been through some shit, man. I'm an architect, man. I'm in NJIT right now.
That's a $5 fine, sir, for using profanity. But go ahead. It's a $5 fine.
So excuse me, sir.
No,
excuse me.
It's okay. It's a $5 fine. Keep going.
I'm an engineer. I'm an engineer right now. I got it out the mud.
Okay.
I got it out the mud. I'm one of the best schools in the country. So, you could look at from things from one perspective. You could look at things from another perspective. And I agree with what the last brother said, and what y'all are saying. Because it's like, hey, man, enjoy your life. Get you a woman. Do what you got to do. And because we've been here for so long, like, when I look at it, like my family's been here for over 300 years on paper.
Okay.
We're historic to America. We're historic people. We're Buffalo Soldiers. We fought the Spanish-American War. We fought the Civil War. We were Confederates. This is not our flag. Somehow this became our flag, but this is not our flag. We from the Confederate tribes, the tribal confederacy. we roll.
Can I ask you to bring it up to date, sir? To bring it up to date. Are black people
up to date
still needed in the U.S.? That's the question.
we're not needed. We're not needed. We're not needed. We're not needed. We're not needed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Prince is dead. Michael Jackson is dead. It's over, man.
Okay.
Whitney Houston is dead. Whitney Houston is dead. R. Kelly's in jail.
Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate the call, man. Thank you for tapping in. That's a $5 fine cash up. Thank you, sir. Okay. No more telling people stop cursing. I'm going to find you and I'm going to take a note of your phone number. You don't pay your fine. You don't get back on the line. That's what I have to do. Jamal, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in, sir. American black men aren't the face of the NBA anymore. You're right, sir. We've had that discussion about a month or so ago, if not more. You're right. Do you know, sir? I don't know, Jamal, if they are going to use Kobe Bryant for the NBA logo. Wasn't there some talk of that one time? Or Michael Jordan? I think that's kind of a mute conversation now because of what you just said. African American black men aren't the face of the NBA anymore. Gangs of Love got your donation. The Carpenters, Rainy Days. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't listen to rap music driving anymore. Just the other day, I was turning on my radio, and then I was going to go put in a CD. I still use CDs in one of my vehicles. It's an older vehicle. And I heard some trash rap music, and I think it was JT from the City Girls. She's got some song called Okay. And she's talking about scamming and something, and these other bitches look okay. And I just said, that's predictable, but thank you for your donation. This should be Mr. Skylar Saunders. Good evening, sir. Are you there, Skylar?
Good evening, Sir Howard. How do I sound?
You sound okay, man. Good to see you. Where do you want to start, sir?
I want to talk about the serious topic first. I want to talk about how if black people are what did you repeat it, please? I want to make sure.
The serious topic. No, I'm just joking. I was going to say Steve Harvey is the serious topic. Let me put it back on the screen for those who did not catch it. Are black people still needed in the U.S.? Not saying they should be shipped out of here or done anything to, but it's a question. Are they still needed?
They are still needed. Blacks, and I would say they are. I consider myself a black man only under racist conditions. I say myself, as you would say, a man of color who happens to live in America. I think it's the proper way to say it. But if there's a racial kind of confrontation or something like that, then I'm a black man. But the question, are black people still needed in the U.S.? Absolutely. I mean, just the moral compass, the history, the geography, how if you look on a map, you'll see how just the coast, mainly in the rural South up to the north, all comprised of black people, have run businesses, have run law firms, grocery stores, different things like that. And still struggle, of course. There's still going to be some struggle, but for the most part, black people have enriched the culture of this country.
Okay, yes, very influential with regards to the arts, music, as I pointed out in the first part of the show, entertainment. Yes, you want black people for those purposes, but keep in mind when those black people acquire wealth and assets, they move away from black people, right?
That's right.
Okay. Not that you have to agree with me. I'm asking the question.
I believe that's true. That's what
you
happens.
mentioned black
get
businesses.
Rich and then you go out and you get a little Bentley, you get a slave chain, and you're good.
You mentioned black businesses. Most black businesses, if they're just catering to black people, fold within less than a year and a half.
Yes.
Black clothing lines don't last. Black people in America do not support black brands. I know this for a fact when I worked at record labels, and I've seen some some of the best black clothing brands come out with quality material, they're only associated with the artist for a while. And when that artist dies out, nobody wants to buy that clothing. So aside from what you pointed out, the historical facts, yes. I'm proud of my lineage as well. What was built and achieved and yada, yada, yada. But it's a different day and time now. So that's the question. Are black people still needed in the U.S.?
Yes, I affirm that. I affirm that. Only because of the fact that. I'm sorry, what?
For what purpose?
For what purpose? Like I said, to enrich the culture of ideas. That's one of the best things. We have always had people with ideas that are thinkers and know how to use their minds. I mean, it was illegal to read and write at a certain time for certain black people. There of course were masters that did teach their slaves how to read the Bible and different things like that. But it's important that blacks stay in this country because they are the builders, they are the architects of many of the institutions that we still use today.
I'm listening to you. I think you're shoveling horse shit, but I'm listening to you.
I'm telling you, well, I'm just saying it's the truth. I mean, who built the White House? Benjamin Banneker and all that.
What's that?
DC and Benjamin Banneker and all that. Yeah. It's just facts.
As far as the arts and things like that black people do create, whether it's jazz, blues, rock and roll, or whatever, right. They don't hang on to that sort of stuff. Once upon a time, nobody had the sense to trademark anything by way of hip hop, and so there you have another genre that has been infiltrated and lost. So what is the ROI?
Return on investment.
Return on investment of having all these. Hang on. Having all these black cities, democratic cities run by black mayors and black chiefs of police and so on and so forth, and the crime is through the roof.
I think they need to have special ways to get rid of regulations and controls. That would be a great thing if they get rid of all regulations and controls. About 90 to 95% of the government, EPA, Department of Education, the DEA, the FDA, and all other alphabet soup organizations, that would definitely help out black people in this country tremendously.
I think all of those efforts have been exhausted and they failed.
How so?
Here you now have black people in America, not all, but a good amount, asking for reparations. Certain states are already doing some form of reparations for black people. Yes?
I totally disagree with it. There's only one instance where I see it is in the documentary, The Cotton Picking Truth, where there was slavery all the way up to the 1960s.
I'll go while you're talking.
Yeah, a woman. She died, I think, about 10 years ago, 2014. But her descendants, she's one of the only people. Her family are some of the only people that deserve reparations because she actually lived through slavery in the 20th century.
Hang on a second. On June 17th, 2024, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson signed an executive order to establish a Black Reparations Task Force and agenda. So my point is, certain states have already tried to implement paying out what they consider to be a debt owed. Yes, a debt is owed. But that money, is it going back into the economy, if you will? Now, I know it's nobody's business what you do, if you get reparations. We've had that discussion on multiple occasions, but I want you to finish up because, again, I like the fact that people know they can call in and speak freely. Are black people still needed in the U.S.? You say yes, but yes. I haven't gotten the full scope of why, other than culture, which is what you said. Haven't gotten it.
Well, like I said, I mentioned business. You had a great point on that. You said about business, but there are more concerns with the political strategies that people are coming up with. I'm not going to look at Kamala Harris as the great savior of an entire people. Obama, as they like you've called her. And I don't think she needs to be the one to save anybody if she were, put in that position. But I do think that people of color, Black people, are still needed.
Hey, listen, Skyler, you and I talk, man, but I don't even know why you're mentioning Kamala Harris. She's already said no.
Yeah.
It's mute to even mention her, but good, I'll let you finish up. She said no.
Well, it's the same thing as Obama. Obama once said no to LGBTQ rights. He once said no to marriage, same-sex marriage in his first term. Then in the second term, he reversed it and said, yeah, go through with it. Go do it.
He passed 3 bills for the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, man, great to talk to you. Anything on your platform we need to acknowledge or promote?
I just wanted to talk about Steve Harvey and Katt Williams real quick.
Can you make it quick?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I think Steve Harvey, he's one of those conflicted, just like everyday almost citizens of Black people that can be, ignorant and, one moment and then say, oh, Lord Jesus, hallelujah, God. And the next moment, and then say one thing and then do another. So I think he's one of the examples of one of those, I guess you can say it's a code switcher in a sense. He knows when to, turn on the fire and then to cool it. Okay. All right. So
I want to see Steve Harvey crash out, man, with the fire on. But good to see you, Skyler. Thank you for tapping in.
Can I just promote?
Yeah, quickly. Come on, get other calls here, please.
Okay. So go to Sky Saunders. You can look at my page. You can look at my story, Vessel Control Part 2. It's on Google. Just Google it, Vessel Control Part 2. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Skyler. Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay.
Take care.
All right. Good man right there. Good. Shoveling horse ship, a good man. Peace. Sharif, are you calling in, sir? Are you calling in? Hold on a second. Peace to the God, Sharif. Okay, I don't see a message, but thank you for your support, sir. I would like to get more people to cam up tonight and put a face to these conversations. Steve Harvey admits he wanted to knock Katt Williams out. And let me ask you guys a question. The video footage of Katt Williams, who destroyed Steve Harvey in 2008 in Detroit, where is the full video? It seems to have been scrubbed, or you can't find it anymore on YouTube. Within the first 5 minutes of Katt Williams coming out on stage after Steve Harvey, he went balls deep. And didn't he take shots at, was it T-Pain, if memory serves me correctly? Okay, folks, please stay on topic. Some of you are sending me emails that has nothing to do with the topic, okay? Okay. That guy sends in a donation, says Skyler is in a minivan sitting at a park with candy. Let me go to area code. I think there's someone here calling you from Atlanta. Pardon me. 678. Good evening. Are you there? We're talking about 2 topics: Steve Harvey and are Black people still needed in America?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can hear me?
Loud and clear. How are you, man? Loud and clear.
How's it going, man? Listen, I want to talk about that. If Black people still being needed in America.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, I believe so. You gotta understand. You should know. You're a product of an interracial couple that happens common in Jersey. Now I see it's like an epidemic of white men. Want to all of a sudden have a family with Black women. So it's just a matter of people want to stay relevant, and in order for them to stay relevant, they gotta double dabble with Black women, or same thing with Black men with white women, I guess. And I used to live down south. That interracial is not really the thing down there. I moved back out here. It's just so I'll say yes in that aspect.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Stay relevant. How does that equate to black people still need
Black
it?
people need it. Yeah. In that aspect, yeah, you need black people in order for, Caucasians to stay relevant. I believe there's a natural decrease amongst them that's happening. And I feel like in order for them to stay relevant, they need black people. They need to all of a sudden mate with black people. They all of a sudden want to have family with black people.
Okay, if you say so. I feel differently, but I want you to speak. Go ahead.
And, you got to understand, like that caller you had, yeah, I believe black people, black Americans built this country. They the one that invented a lot of these stuff that we're using today, such as spoon, fork, just everything, a lot of material things. The culture.
But there's a lot of black people, let's keep it real, sir, who lie and make up stories about creating things that they did not. Let's keep it real. And even if that's the case, let's bring it up to date right now. Right now, what has been done in the past, most black people don't study and research about their history, sadly, right?
Yeah, sadly and unfortunately.
Sadly. So when you say black people, just to give you a little pushback, I think that the Caucasians are more interested in integrating with South Americans, Hispanics, Asians, and others. But you say they need blacks to breed with. When you say stay relevant, I want to be clear.
I'll give you a quick example.
Just say yes, just yes or no. I just want to know where you're going.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I'll give you a quick example.
Okay,
example.
Go ahead.
Patrick Mahomes. See, he got a black father, right? White mom. Now his kid is like literally white. Like that African gene been bred out. Like that, like he basically bred out the black gene. Now he got literally a white kid. So, a lot of that happens out here in Jersey. And it's crazy seeing it.
You're talking about the quarterback from the Kansas City Chiefs. For those who don't know what you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
That's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So based off like what he's doing, like based off his situation, I see that a lot going on in Jersey. You're gonna literally have white people out here in Jersey having black grandparents. Just because there's a lot of this breeding out the African gene going on. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, you need black people basically to birth white people. And this probably too deep. I don't want to,
I hear what you're saying. You're talking about, or your white genetic survival in a sense, yes? And how to...
Yes, sir.
To prolong it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You see, I let you speak. Any thoughts on Steve Harvey saying he wants to knock out Katt Williams? I want to see some activity. I want to be entertained. How about you?
Man. I got my money on Katt Williams, honestly. That actually, happens to where they come across each other and they get bucked with each other. I mean, Steve Harvey too old for all that.
Wow.
Steve Harvey too old for that, man.
Can we?
I don't think he got enough energy.
Can we keep it all the way G, sir? I rock with Katt Williams heavy, but didn't we see him get manhandled by a 13-year-old a couple of years ago? You see that video?
Yeah, out there in Atlanta. I remember that. And he also
man Harvey might be slow, but listen, I saw Steve Harvey jacked up on some type of juice a couple of years ago in the gym. Now, he even said on the stage when he was talking to Stephen A. Smith, he said, I'm slow, but I still got hands. I think if old man Harvey grabs Katt Williams, he might choke him out. I'm
gonna base this based off energy.
Come on.
I feel like Katt Williams is just more energetic than Steve Harvey.
Okay.
And Steve Harvey just don't come off as that type as a person that
gotcha.
That get busy like that. I never even heard stories about him doing in that realm of him getting busy.
All right. I appreciate the call.
Like more of a laid back, chill dude.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. How old was that kid, that preteen that put hands on Katt Williams? Was he 13 or 12? I don't know. Old man Harvey might, he might do Katt Williams if it gets physical, like the bus driver in Newark, New Jersey, who pounded out that nigga who spit on him. Oh, that was crazy. Peter, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in, sir. Okay. Here's Blade. It's ironic that Star is quick to call police today. In the past, the nigga used to pose as police. And your point is what, Blade? You spend money. I read your email. What is your point, sir? Rondell got your donation. Water blessings. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me see if I can get another call on here. Area code 646. Good evening. Steve Harvey wants to put hands on Katt Williams. You have to speed, sir.
Yeah, but I want to talk about the black people that need it if I can.
Okay. I might change the title. Are black people still needed in the U.S.? Go ahead. I might change the title, man. Go ahead. You were saying?
Most definitely. They got us by the short and curlies. We're all trick knowledge down. All we do is just pump trillions of dollars into the system with nothing to show for it. So why would they get rid of that? We go with God. Our God is Gucci and the goofy stuff. So why would they not keep us here just to buy rims and chains and all the stupid stuff? And when it's time to show up, they don't got to do nothing for us. They just take the money. We're like a ATM that just keeps shoveling money into the system, We're fragmented. It's 30 different groups. Every day there's a new group. FBA, Tether, Blood, Crip, this, that.
Oh, my God.
So,
Yeah.
So we'll never get it together. Every other group, there's way less Jews in the world, but they got their stuff together. So, they got the buying power. And speak to your other point about they want to click up with any other race. If they got the buying power that we have, they get stuff shaking in here. But we so out of our minds, we think Sexy Red has talent.
Oh my goodness!
It's a SHIT show at its highest level. And
so you can curse, but I have to issue a Cash App fine if you curse. You can curse
I spelled it, bro. I try to.
That's a fine, sir. You spelled it out. That's a $5 fine.
I got you.
Come on.
I got you. But yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, of course, and ancillary stuff. I hear people talking about the culture, which is that's whatever. But we 80% of the sports leagues go for the entertainment, but that's another thing because we give back the money, a lot of it. A lot of these guys. There's only a couple, Jay-Z and a few guys that get billion. We'll make a couple billionaires, but for the most part, we're just giving back the money at all levels. The poorest guy got $6,000 worth of Jordans in his closet, and a rich guy who's 6 figures, 7 figures up, he's got the Hermes and Weiss's, she's booked and busy.
Right. So
we're just shoveling money into a bottomless pit that'll never end. And why would they turn off that faucet?
Yeah.
Why would they?
Hold it a second. You mentioned something here. Okay, so yes, buying power, yes. But now, and I'm not saying ship black people out of here. I'm not saying concentration camps.
I know.
I'm not saying, do anything with them. I'm just saying if they're no longer needed, then you will slowly or maybe quickly see other groups rise up faster. If it's determined, again, by the lobbyists, special interest groups, and lawmakers and other people, that this is, it's not worth the effort, then we will see a real rise in black on black crime and things of that nature. In my opinion, do you think differently?
Yeah. That's a great point. But I kind of thought about that too. But the effort, and like you said, it's not worth the problem. The little bit of problems we get, they find a way to monetize that too. They just put us right in the penitentiary, and we make 38 cents a month. Yeah. So at every level, at every turn, they got us. So I don't think any other group would be this goofy. They're not going to fill up. The migrants not going to fill. We have some crazy migrants that do crime, but we're not going to fill the jails as we do. Mm-hmm. We're not going to just fall victim and just love the idiocy, you know. And it's sad to say because I'm a black person, and you know I love black people. I'm not one of these guys that love to date white girls, any of that, but it just is what it is. And if you got a brain, you know what it is.
Talk about it.
You see it. It is what it is. You see it, and it's just like, you know, 3-year-old girls dancing the sexy. It's like, what? Like,
my God.
Well, how did we lose?
Did you see that elementary school
so quickly?
Did you see that elementary school class? Bust your head, ski. That was sad. Oh my God, that was sad.
If I could have came through the screen, I would have came through the screen and just started shaking people and they think it's cute. That's the worst part.
Right.
You can't tell them that teacher not doing the thing, her thing.
Right.
And it's sad. It's sad. So we just here just giving the money, just giving them the money back. And we're tax based. We just spending taxes, spending money, Gucci. Well, you know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, so why would they say, nah, let's even replace them for what?
Yeah. Okay.
They're a gold standard of what not to be in this world.
Well, again, I wasn't saying do anything with black people. I'm just saying, are they still needed?
Oh,
that's all.
Yeah. The trillions, I think the trillions always be needed, brother.
Okay.
I know you don't like that either.
Okay. That's another fine, sir. Thank you for calling. That's another fine, sir. Thank you for calling.
Can I give you one more point?
Yeah, please, Can
I get one more point?
Yes, sir.
You asked about the NBA and the logo. Jerry West is the logo, and he just died. So
this I know.
Kobe for the logo is dead.
This I know.
So that's dead. So he'll be the logo ever. Yeah.
What about
that's it, man? Thanks for the call, man.
Hang on. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What about this question? Oh, this may be controversial. Should LeBron James be the new NBA logo?
They hate him too much. If he gets that, they might assassinate him. They might pull a Trump at the rally. They might try to get him.
Can you answer the question, sir? Should LeBron James?
No.
Okay.
No.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. It's a $10 fine. Sir, that's a $10 fine. Florida boy Jay, do you want to cam up, sir? Florida boy Jay, do you want to cam up, big nigga? Get on the screen, man, and pop your collar?
It don't really matter. I could, but I just want to call in on the topic really quick.
Man, no. Listen, take your time, cam up, man. Let these people see the yellow skin and the light eyes. I sent you an email earlier. Did you see the nigga with the light eyes who I think 17 or 18 years old who shot the 44-year-old his girlfriend's father?
Absolutely. You can't.
The nigga look just like you. Cam up. Come on, big nigga. Cam up, man. Cam up.
All right. Send the link. All I'm going to say before I get off is you can't.
I'm going to send the link.
I'm going
to send the link right now. Right now. Hold on. Let me send this link to Florida boy. Someone please remind me to talk about Steve Harvey when he was sitting with Stephen A. Smith. Did he address Michael Rubin by name, the CEO of Fanatics, or was he talking about him? We don't need no white person telling us what to do or pointing things out, something to that effect. Hold on. Where's Florida boy Jay's email address? There you go. Cam up link. Check your email, Florida boy Jay. Okay. The last caller brought up a very good point. If I can add something to the discussion here, are black people still needed in the U.S.? And let me just say again, if you are non-FBA, Hispanic, Asian, feel free to call in. This is not a black show. I want you to speak and speak freely. I want you to chime in on that topic as well. Are they still needed? Okay. Sharif, I got your other donation. He's on the line. Hold on. Okay, there's Sharif. Peace. Sharif, thank you for your support. Thank you for your patience. Are you there, sir? Sharif.
Yes, sir, Star. Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yes, sir. How are you? What do you want to start?
Hey, I want to start with our black people still needed.
In the U.S.
And I would, in the U.S., and I would say unequivocally yes.
Okay.
Number one, for the simple fact that black people are one of the main consumers in this country. And a lot of these companies out there use black people, whether they're basketball players or movie stars or rappers or whatever, to promote their products.
Right.
You know, and I think if black people were not in this country, a lot of the base of capitalism and how they distribute products around the world would tamper off a lot. And they've done this historically, you know, with the Aunt Jemima, the Uncle Ben's,
Right.
the nigger hair tobacco. You know, they've always used caricatures of black people to promote products.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, I think it's a spiritual element that black people are needed in this country, because we are the moral voice of this country, you know, with leaders like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Sojourner Truth and so many other, you know, so-called FBA leaders, you know, that we have had in this country that are the moral standard, not just in this country, but around the world. And, you know, I've had an opportunity to leave the United States, man, and everywhere I went, and when I told somebody I'm from a black man from America, they immediately, you know, were in awe and wanted to know about this and that and wanted to know if I was famous. I ain't famous, you know, but they treated me like I was some type of royalty. And I'm talking about every time I've left the mainland of the United States, even in Mexico. You know, I was treated with dignity and respect, standing on, you know, my FBA heritage in this country. You know, so I think black people are.
Can I interject, sir?
Country.
Can I interject? You've been very patient.
Yes, sir.
You've been very patient.
Yes, sir.
You sent in two donations. I can respect everything you're saying. However, do you have a good white woman in your life? Keep it real. I hear you talking that FBA stuff, you know?
Actually, man, I do. I do, and she's
the devil knows its own, sir. I detected when you talking about going overseas and being respected. I said, well, I know he brought something back with him.
Oh no, I ain't no passport. I didn't go over on no passport.
I didn't imply that, but I'm just saying. So you've got your piece. You've got a piece of snow in your life. You talk that FBA talk, but you come home to a pink toe. We used to call them pink toes back in the 70s.
I mean, well, to be honest, she's Mexican and white, and mixed with that, her father's Mexican with curly hair, and her mama had blonde hair. Yes.
Sir,
but I'm
let's take our time. You almost had me. You almost had me because you was talking that talk. But now, come on. Now the question: are black people still needed? You are procreating with everything other than a black woman, respectfully. Yes.
Well, yes. Yeah, I'm being truthful, brother. Yes, I mean not brother, but sir. Yes, I am being truthful.
Come on.
Yes, sir. I'm being truthful. I'm not gonna come on the Star Report and lie now.
I appreciate that. Come on.
Hey, but getting back to my topic, brother, and I hope that that doesn't negate what I said earlier, but I think black people are needed even in the respect of me having a pig toe, because my kids, are half foundational black American, and I raised all of my children to respect black people and to know their history. And you could take this or leave it alone, but I have 3 children that are married, to other black people, so they didn't go my route, but I tried to teach them the respect and history and dignity of black people in this country. You dig?
I hear you. However, the chances of your mulatto babies procreating with other blacks is not too likely. You do know that, right? They will want to lighten up the tree, so to speak, right?
Well, that's what I said earlier, Star, that I have 3 children that are married.
Yeah.
And they married black people. Fully black people, not mixed black.
Well, hold on. Did they come from a black mother? The 3 who got married?
You talking about the people my children married?
The children, your children who got married. You said they married black people.
No, their mother was, pink toe.
Oh, okay.
They married black people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they downgraded.
if no, they didn't go La Raza. They didn't lighten up the race.
Yeah, they downgraded. Okay.
They didn't lighten up the race.
I appreciate the call. Anything else you want to put on the table, sir? You're very patient. Anything else you want to put on the table?
Hey, man, I love your show. And one day,
thank you, sir.
As a suggestion, man, I would love for you to talk about music and, all of the music from the 70s and the rock groups and all of that kind of stuff one day, and get into the technical aspect. Because I love when you talk about people who play the bass and people who play different instruments, and you break that down. So, or if not the whole show, at least a segment one time.
I have done so much of that in my earlier days. But, the audience now, they more so want the trending news, but maybe we'll spend, a Friday night talking about that or something like that, from the 70s, as you say, because that was a period when you had a lot of influential musicians and they formed what has now become, pretty much a lost art. Everybody's sampling and it's all digital now, but maybe we can do that on a Friday night. All right.
All right. Hey, can I just hip you to something real quick?
Can you do it quick, sir? Can you do it quick? I got Florida Boy J in the queue.
Okay, just real quick, man. A caller earlier was talking about black people whining and just stop fighting. And I feel like if we just stop fighting, we gonna end up like Native Americans, man, with no dignity or respect left.
Okay. Sir, on that note, I have to go. Thank you.
Salute.
Thank you.
Salute.
I think Native Americans are winning, even with all the drug issues that they have. Hell, they got casinos. Here we go. Florida Boy J tapping in.
Yo, what's popping, man? What's popping? We in the building. Real nigga, president, CEO. You know what I'm saying?
Real
FBA,
nigga network.
Real nigga network. FBA stand up all day against tethers, mammies, and all type of wide back Debo Samuel built bitches, man. Let's go. We on live. We're not running from the camera. We're not hiding from any double chin women and high calorie janitors, cosplaying.
Easy. Now hold on a second before we get into these topics.
Yeah.
The story that I sent you, which I'm sure you saw before I sent it to you, was that in Florida somewhere?
I think so. I can't confirm it, but it looked like a Florida nigga.
The nigga looked just like you. He looked like an 18-year-old Florida Boy J, same light eyes. Yeah. He shot his dark-skinned girlfriend's father, who gave him a place to stay for a year or more.
That don't matter.
Exactly.
I feel him because listen.
He shot the nigga multiple times. Absolutely. Because this old nigga was trying to tell him stop posting stuff on social media with the guns and all this. And they got into it and he shot him. Now he did turn himself in, but I think the old nigga must have tested him or thought because he was light skinned with the light eyes that he wasn't about that activity. I just had to say that. That's all.
I mean, I agree. I mean, that's usually what it's kind of like a microcosm of your platform. You know what I'm saying? You got niggas tapping and they see a light skinned nigga on the line. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me see if I can get some of my hate off on this nigga. And then he packed up. And now we got to call to the police. This light-skinned nigga with these colorful eyes, he's crazy. Stay away from him. He's unbalanced. And it's like, just leave him alone. On top of the fact, for the guy, you knew what type of nigga you brought in your house. Let that nigga do him. Don't bring in a nigga. Try to be a
That
father.
was a crazy story. I wanted to talk about it, but I more so want to focus on Steve Harvey. Where do you want to start, man? The showrunner or the main topic?
Yeah, we can get on. I want to get on Steve Harvey real quick.
Go ahead.
Right? I personally don't want to hear any more talk from Steve Harvey, any more violent trash talk. First of all, you're at a geriatric age. You don't work out. You look swollen. You look like a Thanksgiving butterball turkey. You got roasted. You had a comedy battle with Katt Williams years ago, and he completely annihilated you and made you retire from comedy. Like, Katt Williams could say whatever he wants to. He packed you up. Before he came through, Bernie Mac ain't like Steve Harvey, but he kind of kept it low until he died and certain stuff come out. Katt Williams put Steve Harvey on blast from the jump. You know what I'm saying? And Steve Harvey ain't have smoke for years for Katt Williams. Now you want to talk about when you see him gonna put. We know Katt Williams crazy enough. He gonna put hands on Steve Harvey before Steve Harvey put hands on him.
I have to jump in. All you have to do is Google Steve Harvey working out. You will see him working with the barbells. I saw Steve Harvey allegedly, I have no proof, jacked up on some type of juice or something a couple of years ago. So he's looks like the Katt Williams battle. What was that? The King of Comedy or something like that? Whatever that thing was in 2008 in Detroit. It looks like it inspired him to start working out.
Too late.
You go.
Yeah, but it's like this. You started to work out, but you're old. You're rusty. You're stiff. Just like Shannon Sharpe. When you get to a certain age, especially you have a lot of body mass, that's one thing a lot of these old ass niggas don't want to talk about. You was swollen. You was cocky. You stopped working out. Your testosterone dropped. Your pecs turned into triple D titties, and you think you're still tough. Like Steve Harvey gonna get packed up. And I don't want no more old, scary niggas like Steve Harvey talking about he gonna jump on Katt Williams 1 minute, and then the day before that, black people need to love on each other. We need enough love. He's a controlled opposition. And let's go on, the black people still need it in the U.S.
So Katt Williams did respond on social media. Do you think it's going to go any further? Are they going to do some type of celebrity MMA event? Steve Harvey's already said he ain't doing nothing for $10,000, but if they put like $3 million on the table for some type of MMA fight, or even $5 million, would you want to see that? I would pay for that.
No. The reason I don't want to see it is because Steve Harvey is gonna probably end up getting sent to the Lord. I don't think he has a stamina. I think he has hypertension. He hasn't made public. I think he would get packed up. He'll probably catch a heart attack, and we will have to have paramedics roll out there. I don't want to see his old ass, leave on that note.
Showrunner, are black people still needed in the U.S.? Florida Boy Jay.
Absolutely, and I really do think that a lot of the people who called in really didn't pinpoint our importance. I don't want to. It's not us being a sexual tool for white breeding, which was very egregious by one caller. It's not.
I let him speak.
Right,
I let him speak.
It's not. We're not here to tap dance and entertain. That was another coon ass logic. But the reality of why Black Americans are needed and still needed in the U.S. and across the world is because whether other people like to acknowledge it or not, other cultures want to acknowledge it or not, every time there's an atrocity in the world, the first one they want to call to galvanize some type of grassroots support is a Black American. You just seen the dirty Palestinians crying about, oh my God, Black Americans are coming over killing. Where are the Black Americans? Yeah, cry out to your savior. Cry out to the niggas who help you get what you need to get. Just like when the George Floyd thing happened and niggas start protesting, the whole world wants to protest. The main reason that a lot of these Hispanics, a lot of these Asians, a lot of these other groups in America haven't been exterminated or wiped out by the white races to keep it in line, for better or worse, we keep the white race in line when it comes to how they would love to run over anybody else in the country or anybody else across the world. Black Americans are the only group of people who will not only stand up for ourselves, but we'll stand up for everybody else and make sure that whatever world we live in is a lot less violent, a lot less genocidal. I'm telling you, Star.
I have to jump in.
Go ahead.
I have to jump in. I still see a lot of slow singing and flower bringing when young Black men and Black women get shot down. However, I see the migrants jumping police in the New York tri-state, jumping and fighting police. Not that I'm supporting any type of violence against police, but in Chicago and other places. So when you say they're the only group to stand up, I'm not too clear on what you mean by stand up. Hey, hang on. I'm not too clear on what you mean. Now, I haven't even put this on the table yet, but I do think that Black people, sadly, are needed for the prison system in America. They're needed for that.
I believe that another thing that migrants don't understand is that they're going to even replace Black Americans in the prison population too with these new immigrants that are going to come in. That's number one. Number two, I also believe that what you said about, oh, these third world countries, these guys coming here jumping on police, is because they come from lands of corruption that have no structure. They not jumping on police for any righteous cause. They're jumping on the police because they're heathens, they're animals, and they have no sense of structure or morality. They're not jumping on them because they're fighting for liberation. They couldn't fight for liberation back home. They're only jumping on the police because they live in a free country to where you could probably jump on police, and then either if you get shot, you get martyred, and if you don't, niggas gonna protest. Because in your land, they shot, killed your mom and your dog and everything.
Hang on. Either way, and I'm not condoning this. Either way, they get the police in check in their lands of corruption. Are you saying that the Black people here, by fighting the police, are making advances? I've got a bunch of notes I haven't even gotten to yet. I just want to be clear.
What I'm saying is this: you can't bring up people who could not fight their own government, tyranny, ethno-genocide, and ran here and talk about how they came here to fight police. They didn't come here to fight police. They playing with house money. That's not the case. You talking about some scary ass niggas coming to the land of the free, home of the brave, and is swinging on some punk ass cops and talking about they setting the shit straight. No, they're not. They couldn't set it straight back home. What do you mean? That's why they ran. They're not fighters. They're just heathens with unhinged behaviors and angers. And unless you got another topic, I would like to sign off on some slander really quick, because I don't see a scary double chin, wide pickle.
Okay, Floor Boy Jay, hang on. You know, excuse me. You know the rules. If somebody's going to chime in, you guys can get a crack in, but I don't want to just have one person going after another. If that person wants to cam up, we can do it, but I appreciate you, either way, man.
Hey, listen, all I got to say is this, Star. If she don't came up tonight, I don't want to have no more speed dating conversations with the janitorial tether. You have, hey, hold on, before I get off, so let me show these broke ass niggas this. Let me get in the camera. This is Amiri. Hey, this is a $400 shirt right here. Amiri.
Okay.
Amiri Studios, Garden Crew. No, let me show these whole ass off-white.
Woo!
Virgil, you broke ass niggas ain't got this. This is about $1,000 between my shirt and my goddamn shoes. You broke ass niggas to my live with my mama. Nigga,
hey,
man,
I got one more question for you. I was talking to one of the other callers. Should LeBron James be the new logo for the NBA?
Absolutely not. Should RuPaul be the logo for Black men? Exactly. We cannot keep trying to make contradictions the face of what's reality, Star. And let me get out of here on that. Okay.
Good to talk to you, man. Salute.
Yes, sir.
All right. I think RuPaul is the face of Black men, sadly. Hold on, guys. Okay. Someone sent in a donation. Thank you for your support. Earl. Okay. Sunday's crush is on Cam. She might have to take a shower. Okay. All right. That's not too bad. I want to make sure that the comments are not, attacking people who are not on the lines. Guys, sit tight on the phones. I see you. Area code 845. You will be my next caller. Get ready. Nat, I got your donation. Nat from Michigan checking in. Salute. Thank you, man. Blade. Okay. I'm not sure where you're going, Blade, but okay. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Malcolm X said that niggas are needed in America as a scapegoat so that the whites don't start noticing all the things that he's going at the small hats. Thank you, Blade. Thank you so much. Sir Timothy got your donation. Are you tapping in, sir? Sit tight. Let me go to area code. Well, this person dropped out already. Let me go to area code 845. Hey, good evening. You there? It's Wednesday. We're talking about a few topics. You've been on hold.
What's going on, Star?
Hey, how are you, sir?
Yeah. It's funny hearing people's opinion about Black people needed in America, because you could tell a lot of people are delusional, because we are definitely being replaced right now.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. I live in New York. I work in New York. I'm a bus operator. And, I see the migrants. They're all over the place now. It's a totally different vibe out here, and
as far as black people, you know, we got to stop living off of the reputation of what our ancestors did 30, 40, 50, 100 years ago. You know, it doesn't work no more. You know what I mean? We can't keep bringing up Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and all this other stuff when reality today, we're not really doing nothing today. You know, it's kind of sad, honestly. You know what I mean? We have no unity. I mean, you just look at the Democrats, how they treat us. You know, when they go to the Jews, they talk about business, money, Asians, business, money, policy. They come to us, and it's a goddamn BET Awards. You got Meg Thee Stallion twerking, like, for real? And then all we get is, you better bring your black ass to the polls and vote. Yeah. Like, seriously? That's how you gonna talk to us?
Yeah.
Like, wow. And that just goes to show how they, you know, they really think you're just low IQ people, and it's just like, yo, just, you know, just do what you're told to shut up, you know? And you can see how they're pandering to the foreigners that are coming over, because I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to, you know, get them in, you know, raise them to be American and things like that. Now you have new low-wage workers, new voters, new people that you could beat up on. As for us...
Can I jump in right there? Stay with me? Can you stay with me?
Go ahead.
Earlier, I spoke about certain efforts with, you know, black people, if you will. And I'm very proud of my lineage on my father's side. Extremely proud. And my mother's side as well. But if we're looking at America from a business standpoint, the powers that be, and you look at the collective of what is black, and you see now we're at a point in time when it's more fragmented now than ever, and people are talking about FBA, and that sounds great. Sounds great. Salute to those who are proud FBA. ADOS, if you will, but there's division now. No longer are we under the umbrella of once upon a time you had Nina Simone, To Be Young, Gifted, and Black. You had James Brown, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. Black is different now. Black is different. Yep. So when you've got the fighting, and I'm not saying that the FBA doesn't have great valid points, but in a sense, this is where I'm going to be objective. In a sense, I think the movement is a little too late. It's a little too late.
I agree.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. That movement probably should have been brewing probably in the early 2000s, if I had to make a guess. Probably around there should have been brewing. But right now, like, yeah, you're right. As far as black people, we have way too much division. And it's division over dumb stuff, too. Like, you're dark skinned, he's light skinned, he's tall, he's short, you're rich, you're poor, you're from the South, he's from the North. Yeah. We got way too many. Oh, he's Jamaican. If you're in New York, oh, he's Jamaican, you Asian, you African, you just regular American. Like, there's mad just barriers there. We're broken as a people, man. And honestly, the CIA won. They got us. They got us. That's how I feel. I mean, we don't even really respect our own cultures, you know, just how you said earlier, or one of the callers said earlier about how, you know, how we just treat hip hop and things like that. I remember, matter of fact, you said it about our clothing brands. When I was in middle school, I was wearing Fat Farm and, you know, the Rockaware and Sean John, you know, all those things that was popular back in those times. Mm-hmm. The way that we consume, the way that we spend money, we could have made those brands just as popular, if not more valuable than Polo, Ralph Lauren, you know, Tommy Hilfiger, and all these other ones, these legacy brands that never fall off. Right. No matter what you do, they never fall off. You know, they'll stay there forever.
Can I ask, how old are you? How old are you?
I'm 35.
Okay. I like some rap music. I don't hate it, but I'm a man of a certain age, so I cannot consume the proud to be ignorant every day of my goddamn life and act like it's not, you know, promoting ignorance.
No, honestly, I've reached that age.
It's there for a certain time, but I can't wake up to Jeezy and some of this other music. And, you know, Jay-Z's a great guy. I don't want to hear Jay-Z every day of my goddamn life.
No, you don't. Yeah.
I used to do, if I can just ramble for a second, I used to do my rounds of the news shows and all that sort of jazz when I was doing terrestrial radio. And I got tired of going to the platforms and they would say, we got the hip hop guy's star. What do you mean hip hop? I'm here to talk about politics. Well, hip hop. And
Right, yeah.
I just had to say that because, you know, when people constantly include or try to incorporate hip hop into a discussion, why? Hip hop is not everything black people are about. But go ahead and finish. I had to say that.
No, yeah, they treat you like this, like a monolith. Like they think, oh, if you're black, you're obviously a pants sagging, do-rag wearing ass nigga. And it's you know, we're a lot more vast than that. You know, some of us are into history, some of us are into jazz, some of us into this and that. But that's kind of what happens when we don't really control our culture. We don't control our image. We don't control anything. Yeah. Yes, we created majority of things, especially American culture. I mean, American culture is black culture for real, if we want to go deep into it. But it doesn't matter because we just give it away.
All right.
And hip hop is about to be given away too.
Yeah, I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
No problem.
Yes, sir. Let me go left for a second, guys. Showrunner, youtube.com/@LaylaWills. There's an update with regards to Africa Bambaataa and the soon to come class action lawsuit. That's all I'm going to say. If you're interested, go to her YouTube channel, go to her community section. I've moved on. I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse. I'm still very sympathetic to victims and those who have made claims, but I have moved on, okay? And I suggest those of you who really care about molestation, do something. It's a sad reality. The story really moved me once upon a time. Just as a man, the horror and the sad reality of what goes on in certain inner cities. Okay, but go to Layla Wills, go to her community section. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? Unfortunately, you're going to have to read something. You're going to have to read. Okay. Let me bring in Sir Timothy 347. Hey, man, thank you for your support and thank you for your patience. Good evening, Sir Timothy. Are you there?
I am here. I'm here. Salute, big niggas.
Yes, sir. How are you? It's cracking.
I am doing great. Hey, I just wanted to touch on the showrunner or Black People Still Needed in America.
Yes, sir.
So I did a little bit of preliminary research into the topic, and it really boils down to a numbers game for me, right? So the U.S. generates about $4 trillion a year, right, as of 2024. And that's from census.gov. You can all see those numbers. Okay. When you look at the breakdown of those numbers, right, about 50% of it comes from income tax. African Americans represent about 17% of America. So you would venture to say that they are a pretty strong contributor to where we're actually generating revenue on an annual basis. The biggest thing that I looked at as well is corporate tax. So corporations are primarily fueling a lot of where we're at as a government, right? Okay. 30% of our income comes from corporations. Who are the biggest consumers supporting corporations? Even though we only represent 17% of the population, we have a lot of buying power. Mm-hmm. So that's primarily why I would say African Americans are still in need. We actually drive a lot of the bigger corporations, whether that be the NFL, the NBA, the prison system. We are the primary drivers for revenue in those actual in those audiences. So I mean, it's hard to say that we won't be needed, and it's kind of hard to teach other ethnic groups how to be such heavily involved in consumerism as much as African Americans. So yeah, we'll always be around. Maybe not in the capacity that we should be at this point in time, but yeah, we'll always be needed.
I thank you for bringing some information to the table because, again, my question, are Black people still needed in America? As opposed to, Black people should leave, something that's derogatory. So thank you for bringing information to the table. But my response, because I've got some notes here as well that I haven't even put on the table yet, why can't Black people galvanize all that buying power and use it to their advantage? Are they always going to be just the biggest consumers? You know, okay, so they spend, and they keep being treated like less than human. Why can't they take that buying power, you know, purchase land, and out, you know, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, there's so much goddamn land out there, and do something that helps them as a collective?
No, I think you hit that right on the head. That was going to be my secondary point to the consumerism topic, right? If the problem is not that we actually buy a lot of stuff, the problem is that we're buying a lot of the wrong stuff.
Right.
So, I mean, if you look at it from the perspective of if that money was to go into buying land, you know, investing in, you know, bigger companies, or even in the stock market, there are so many opportunities to kind of grow that wealth versus, you know, spending money with Nike and Gucci and whomever. Right, to where you'll never see a return on that investment.
Right.
I think it's important that we actually just, you know, kind of are mindful of where we're actually spending our money. So that's my thoughts on that one.
Great points. Can I read something to you? Maybe you can respond to this. According to Brookings.edu. In 1940, 60% of employed Black women worked as domestic servants. Today, the number is down to 2.2%, while 60% hold white-collar jobs. In 1958, 44% of whites said that they would move if a Black family became their next-door neighbor. Today, the figure is 1%. In 1964, the year the Great Civil Rights Act was passed, only 18% of whites claimed to have a friend who was Black. Today, 86% say they do, while 87% of Blacks assert they have white friends. I say that to say that as a society, things are different. Things are different, but the poverty rate for the most part is pretty much the same. The engine of progress has stalled, and we have the widening skills gap. So you're absolutely right about the spending, but everything else seems to be not necessarily improving. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that when you look at the landscape of what the 60s looks like versus what 2020 look like, I think it's really kind of the orientation around the actual family, the Black family, right? So I think in the 60s, 70s, or even as you mentioned, like even back to the 50s.
I took it back to the 40s. I went back to the 40s.
Yeah, back to the 40s. Back to the 40s. You're talking about a time to where the nuclear family was highlighted and was very important, to whereas nowadays, women feel a lot more empowered to actually live their life in a solo capacity, to whereas family is not necessarily the primary focus of their actual gratification in life.
Right.
So I would offer that, you know, as we progress in society, you know, Black women are starting to realize that they don't necessarily need a man, right? They can go out there, get the same skill set, and actually achieve a lot more in corporate America in some cases. And it's a tough pill to swallow if you're looking at it from the lens of like, what does this mean for the Black family? But I mean, on an individualistic basis, things are getting better, but for the orientation of the Black family, not necessarily as much.
Okay. I appreciate the input. Thank you for your call. Thank you.
All right. Salute.
Yes, sir. Salute. Guys, if you're in the queue and I don't take a notice to your number and you've sent in a donation, please send me an email, okay? I do not charge people to call in, but the calls are usually pretty strong, and I don't wear my contacts, so I can't see everybody in the queue. Nat from Michigan, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Blade says, niggas are needed in America so that the owners of the privatized prisons can keep making money off of repeat offenders. I did mention that a little while ago, Blade. Thank you for chiming in. Sunday in the queue. Sunday, I don't know your number offhand. Are you in the queue? I think it's wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. This might be it. Sunday, is that you? Tapping in.
Hey, Star.
Hey.
Yeah.
Good to hear from you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for your donation. For the record, I don't wear my contacts when I'm looking at 6 windows open. So if you do want to get on the line, just shoot me an email and say I'm on the line, because you do support. I appreciate that. All right.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
I wanted to talk about I don't know if that's, well, I guess it's your showrunner. Are Black people still needed in the U.S.?
Yes. If you didn't hear me earlier, I can kind of bring you up to speed on how that came about, or do you know the basis of the question?
I'm not familiar with the basis, but I watched the beginning of your episode.
Oh, okay. So I'm just, thinking out loud as I do. I talk to myself every morning when I'm sipping my coffee. I answer myself. I come to conclusions. I am my own best friend. And we've been having some really good discussions here over the last week. People call in. They trust me, and I appreciate that, to let everyone speak, whether I agree or not. I welcome people from different countries, whether they be tethers or FBA. This is the objective perspective. So it's a question with regards to how the government can possibly see Black people or special interest groups, lobbyists, or other people, lawmakers, if you will. Are Black people still needed for the engine of production known as America?
I think the question is problematic.
Okay.
I feel like to look at any group as whether it's useless or valuable is problematic. I think people should just simply be given the right to exist without having to serve someone else. Okay. So choosing to be productive or contributing should be a choice rather than having to, prove your value and prove your worth and kind of earn your seat. I don't think it should always be a fight for Black people to constantly have to do that, to validate ourselves. I think we're already validated just by the fact that we're worth oppressing.
I hear you. And for
valid.
For those who don't know, you are Black. Some people.
Yes, I don't know why everybody. I'm not Spanish. I'm not Latina. I'm Black.
You are Black.
South Americans. There's Black people over there too.
Right.
Now I said my mom was biracial, but I'm not biracial. I'm Black.
Yeah,
so
you were born here in America. Now I can appreciate what you said, but that's not the question about being validated and showing, improving, yada, 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 with all due respect. I even took it back to former President Barack Obama. And the reason why I'm asking, are Black people still needed for the most part, is because Barack Obama passed 3 bills for the LGBT plus community, Latino community. He issued an executive order. 0 executive orders, for Black people. 0 legislation was introduced into the House or the Senate. So now we have Kamala Harris and the discussion of whether she is or isn't Black enough. And then you got Kamala, who said no. In 2019, that Griot interview where you can see her say, and she said, no, I'm not for anything that benefits Black people only. So that's where we are, not about who should or shouldn't validate themselves. Other people, in positions of power, looking at Black people, are Black people still needed from their perspective? Not you, your thoughts from them.
So I understand what you're saying as far as being specific to the question. For me personally, I don't, like the groups that you mentioned that do have some sort of coverage from the government, they include Black people. There's a lot of Blacks in the Hispanic community. There's a lot of gay Blacks. So they're included in that. It may not be race specific, but they are included in that demographic. But just race specific, I agree with Kamala. I don't think that it's necessary. Like, I mean, you have to look at the opposite end. Like, okay, are there white specific, like grants and loans and things like that? No. So why should there be Black specific things? It doesn't make sense. And also, I don't agree with reparations at all. So Your audience already hates me, so I mean, I can't be more hated than I already am, so I'm going to say what I think, regardless.
I have to jump in, Sunday. The biggest mistake somebody can ever make is assuming they know what my audience thinks. Do not.
No, they
hang on. Do not make the mistake of trying to marginalize my audience. There's a lot of people who will never call in. They're not in that live chat, and they're not quote unquote black people. That's one of the biggest mistakes someone can make. So let's talk about, again, I got you what you're saying, but again, the powers that be, you don't think there should be reparations. Got it. However, there was a hate crime bill for Asians. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So respectfully, never mind what you think. There's bills and executive orders for other groups and or cultures. Please take it from there.
Okay, so yes, there are, absolutely, but there is a hidden agenda. First, it was overt, and now it's a hidden agenda to the end of time to continuously oppress, abuse, and violate Black people. It's always been that way. I don't think it's ever going to change.
Bingo.
And the reason for that is because Black people, I'm going to generalize here or stereotype. I'm going to stereotype.
You're about to blame Black people. You're about to blame Black people. Come on.
No, I'm not. I'm going to stereotype and say that Black people are more vocal, they're more unfiltered, and they're more willing to stand up for themselves than Asians. And that's why Asians are kind of accepted more by whites, because they're subservient to whites. Whereas Black people will say, hey, these conditions aren't fair, or I want this, or I want that. They speak up for themselves. They stand alone a lot of the time when they want to, kind of fight for some sort of opportunity or position. They speak up. If you've ever worked with Asians, they're like flies on the wall. They don't speak. They are completely subservient to whites, and they support them in everything they do, whether it be good or bad. And we don't do that. We're the opposite. We're sitting here saying, well, what they did is wrong, and we're challenging them, and they don't want to be challenged. And that's why we're ostracized, and that's why we're going to continuously be punished for being wanting to fight for our autonomy, wanting to fight for our independence and freedom. But Asians don't do that. They're just like, whatever you do, I don't care. I have worked with Asians in Seattle. And I'm not speaking negatively about Asians. Mm-hmm. I'm not a racist, but it's just a fact. Asians of all colors, of all shades, whether it be Indians from India or China or Japan, whatever, they all are subservient to whites. And they have the caste system, which proves more so that they're in line with just the whole European ideology and things like that. And Black people are the complete opposite. We're the complete opposite of Europeans. We're the complete opposite of their ideologies. And so they don't like us. They want to continuously ostracize. If you don't conform, they want you out, or they're going to punish you. And so that's why I think that there's not any grants or bills or services currently being made available other than through.
Let me interject.
Yeah.
Asians, for the most part, pool their resources. San Francisco, whether it be Koreatown in New York City or other places, or any place where you have a large Asian population, they pool their resources. They don't necessarily need white people. So it may seem like they're being subservient, but they work within, and they build their structures within. Now, they don't vote like, Black people, but do you think that the fact that they work together collectively and build and bring others over makes white people, Caucasian, if you will, concerned so much to the point where they give them things?
It's both, Star. So they do pool, like the same as the Jewish people, how they keep the money in their community. It's the same, but they also work with and for whites. And they do it in a way that's very
Quiet.
There's a perfect harmony there.
Quiet,
There's a perfect harmony. There's no conflict. There's no clash culturally. It's a perfect harmony.
Right.
And I've seen it in action where even the mannerisms and the social politics in the workplace are in perfect harmony. Whereas as a Black woman, you're the token Black girl and they're talking about things that make you uncomfortable and you're like, whoa, I feel so awkward. They don't feel that because they've got so many even physical features that are similar. Their hair, their skin color, they fit in. They're the second closest thing to white. And so I've just seen it. I'm just talking about the years I spent in Washington. I've seen it, especially in tech companies.
Right.
There is one thing I want to say.
Well, hang on a second. I want to jump in real quick. Earl sent a donation. Hang on, Sunday. He says there is a Chinatown in damn near every major city, and they own a lot of commercial / residential real estate. That's power. Yeah. Go ahead, Sunday. You were saying?
Yes, I just wanted to say something really quickly, just to throw a little curveball about the reparations.
Uh-oh.
This, again, is about Alaska, and I don't want to get hunted by the FBI for saying this, but this is just like real facts right here. This is a thing that people don't understand about white people. Like, you can see them, you can be mixed with white, you can be whatever, you can date a white woman, you can have white kids, it doesn't matter. People don't understand white and enough until you live with them, like you're the only Black person there. That's when you really start to see how they think on a genetic level. It's just wired in them.
Yeah.
White people play chess. They do not play checkers. Reparations is checkers. You did this to me, therefore I want that. So you took my piece, I'm going to take yours. But when white people play chess, this is how they would respond to that. And that's why I brought up
Sunday. I got to cut you short because the discussion tonight is not about reparations. I'm kind of like over that particular topic. Can I ask you to finish up with regards to the showrunner or Steve Harvey? I mean, we haven't touched on that. Not that you have to. Can you finish up on, are Black people still needed in the U.S.? Let's do reparations another day.
Okay, so I'll save that for another day. I do think Black people are still needed in the U.S. Black people are innovators. They always have been.
Okay.
They always will be. Innovation that others have never even touched on creatively.
All right.
And I'll say that as my final word.
I appreciate you calling in, Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now. Okay. All right. Area code 330. Good evening. We're having a discussion. Are you there? It's late night.
I am. Sorry.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well. So the discussion is, are Black people still necessary? Yes?
No, sir. It's on the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Hang on a second, sir. Sir, you're looking at the screen. You can't read it. With all due respect, are you dyslexic or lazy?
No, sir, I'm not.
Okay. Read it again.
No, I'm
read
not
it again. Read it again. I'll wait for you. Read it.
Hang on 1 second. I'll look at it. Well, actually, on the screen is Steve Harvey.
Showrunner, sir. It's right up under me. Right there.
Okay.
We got a slow nigga, folks. Give me a second. Can you read it, sir?
No, it's all good. Are Black people still necessary?
Okay,
I
sir,
really
sir, whatever school you went to, get your money back. The word necessary is not on the screen. Thank you. Good night. Yes, yeah, I got time. I'm an easygoing man for the most part, you know. If this were the Star Chamber, one of those shows I used to do, we would have banged on that nigga. The word necessary is not on the screen. 215, good evening. We're talking about Steve Harvey, talking about putting hands on Katt Williams. Are you there? Are you up to speed? 215. Good evening.
Yo, what's good, Troy?
Yes, sir.
What's good?
How are you, sir? It's cracking.
I was just calling about the showrunner. I don't really care about Steve Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
It's the double-edged sword with Black people in America at this point, because I think business-wise we are needed because America is a business, I believe. Like, we all been duped into thinking America is a country. It's just a business. Like, it's just about making money here. And as far as that goes, we are needed for that. We are needed to make money. We are needed to boost the criminal system. You know, black people feed so many people just with the prison system, the judges, the lawyers, the DAs, the wardens, the prison guards. You know, I come from, you said 215, you know, I'm from Pennsylvania, I'm from Philadelphia. And you know, the prisoners in Pennsylvania, and I'm sure in most other states that got a lot of black people, you know, they send the black prisoners, or just the prisoners in general, off to like these counties where the prison is the only place where the people work. You know, like you got these farm counties.
And in certain counties in the state of Pennsylvania, the prisoners pay for their bed, right?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. The prison system here is pretty bad because it's mostly filled with people from like the black cities, like you know, like Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, a few people from Erie. You know, all my friends that been to prison and all that. They say that's all that's pretty much in the prisons in Pennsylvania. But and like I said, I'm sure it's the same way with New York State. Like most of the people in New York, the New York prison system is from the city or from Buffalo. You know, like the places where the black people are from, and we feed that system.
Hang on a second, sir. I hear what you're saying, and we've kind of already gone over that earlier, with all due respect. But isn't that sad that black people are needed for the prison industrial complex? Isn't that sad?
Yeah, it's very sad. It's very sad.
Needed to be consumers.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And we are the showpiece of America. Like I always tell people, like if black people wasn't in America, America would just be like Canada. You understand what I'm saying? Like we make America. Everything that we do is what, you know, when like one of your callers said he go to other countries, and I've been to other countries too. And they think that you like a basketball star and you play basketball or you are a rapper or something.
Yeah,
because you black and you from the United States. They think you are, you know, like me and my friends go to another country and say, are y'all a basketball team?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like, no, we just people with regular jobs that's on vacation. Like, you know, that's just how they view us. And America sells that to the world. Like a lot of times we get caught up in the fact, like, you don't know you in the fog until you get out the fog. Right. Like, so, you know, you think of what we are here, but America sells what we are to all these other countries. Like they sell it to Africa, they sell it to Europe, they sell it to South America and Asia. Like you go, like we all saw the Olympics with Ray Gun and the other Olympic.
Salute to the Queen, Ray Gun. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, the queen, the Australian queen, Ray Gun. You know, like, so that's something that we did as black people 40, 50 years ago, just doing what we did in the playgrounds and on the streets.
Sir, I hate to cut you short, but we have to stay on topic. Are black people still needed? We know all about the history. I certainly do, sir. I went to some great schools growing up, and I continued going to libraries and other things, even in the 80s when I was on the powder, you know. But now, come on, we've seen, and I say we, I'm talking about the government for the most part, Wall Street. We've seen the investments, and there's just no ROI other than spending power, you know, and the prison industrial complex.
Well, like I said,
they call it PIC for short. You know this, yes? PIC.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. And like I said, it's a double-edged sword when I first called, because I do think business-wise we are needed. But culturally and socially, I don't think that we need it. I think that we are being replaced because in my city, I see historically black neighborhoods and housing projects. They got Mexicans in there now. Like they literally got these foreigners coming in to replace us. They doing all our jobs. You look at the kids in our school system, like they're not being educated. So if you're not educating our future, if we're not educating our future, then there's no future for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I really don't think culturally that they want us here. They do have means to replace us at this point. They said that the border is porous.
The new niggas are here. Bingo. The new niggas are here. And hang on a second. I'm going to let you finish up. You know this. The new niggas are here. And early signs show that they assimilate quickly. Maybe even quicker than the Dagos. You know? Oh, now they were a tough group once upon a time. The Dagos, yes? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're talking about the other side of your family that's not like my side of your family.
Bingo!
So,
the niggas with straight hair. Hang on, the niggas with straight hair who started those drive-bys in Chicago, shooting up innocent people, you know?
Yeah, they weren't considered white when they first got here. I definitely know their history.
They're not white.
I mean, you can't go to it. You can't go to the Italians now and tell them that they're not Caucasian or white people. I mean, they're gonna say that they are.
They will say that they are. Anyway, hang on a second. Let's go back here. I want to make sure we stay on topic here. Are black people still needed? Everything you've said, sir, is facts. I agree with you. But now, what is the end game? And keep in mind, a brilliant man, Dr. Claude Anderson, said black people will become a permanent underclass. Never mind me. Janet called in the other night. She tried to discredit Dr. Claude Anderson. Janet, are you out there? You got some explaining to do, girl. We see what we see now. Hang on. We see what we see now, you know, but, and I'm not saying anything should be done with black people, but I'm just saying from a business perspective, other than prisons and spending power, you know, are they still needed? Please.
Like I said, it's a double-edged sword, and we are needed for the business, but I don't think we need it socially anymore. The immigrants is here to take our place. You got these people riding around on scooters everywhere. It's ridiculous. It's this my city. At times when you go downtown, it looks like San Juan. It looks like Santo Domingo. It looks like Rio de Janeiro, where all these people that you can't identify riding on scooters. Like, it's ridiculous. And
you're no longer in Philly, right? No longer in Philly.
No, I'm still in Philadelphia. Yeah, and I frequent New York. New York is the same exact way. They got whole stores just selling scooters for these people that are obviously illegal. They can't get a car. They can't get a driver's license. So they ride these scooters.
Well, sir, they're riding around on scooters and regulating. But now hang on a second. Back in 2010, when I was doing radio in Philly, I've done radio in Philly a lot of years, but 2010 in particular, I used to hang out with some Cambodians over in Logan. Do you know that area? Are the Cambodians still over there strong?
Not really. And they like in South Philly now, but I know where you're talking about. You're talking about near Broad and Lindley.
They were deep, and I used to be over there playing bass guitar, and a couple other guys, they had some drums, just really good people, and they had a thriving community. But anyway, I'm rambling. So finish up with regards to either or topic. You have the last one.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you that we aren't needed at this point because they replacing us as like all you got to do is look. If you go
speak for yourself, so please don't include me in the we. Speak for yourself, please.
Okay, what I see is that we are not needed because they bringing in these replacements for us, and they bringing them in fast. Yeah. They bringing them in real quick. Yeah. They putting them in our neighborhoods. They putting them in the projects that black people used to live in.
Yeah,
and it's real crazy. It's real crazy out here for the future. For the future of my people.
Out with the old and with the new. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Take it easy. Peace.
Sir. Yeah, peace. Maurice got your donation. Thank you for tapping in, sir. I always got time to promote Hudson Tubbs. Everybody hold on a second. Where is my Hudson Tubbs showrunner? Anybody from Philly out there? Are the Cambodians still deep over in that Logan area? Good people. They said, "Oh, we got your back for whatever." I said, "Okay, we'll stay in touch." I still have some, not that anybody should care, connections over there. One guy I haven't spoken to him in about maybe 3 years, but there was something going on with the Cambodians, and we brought them on the show to speak. I forget what it was. For some reason, why isn't Hudson Tubbs? Okay, there we go. Everybody hold on. This is business here. www.hudsontubbs.com, guys. And in my communities section is a link to Hudson Tubbs. Great work on bathtub reglazing. Any type of antiques, whether it be commodes or other things, please go there. Ask for Maurice. Tell him I sent you, okay? Whoa, speak of the devil. One of my favorite people to talk to. Janet, how are you on a Wednesday night? Hey, girl.
Speak of the devil, huh? Hey, Star, how are you?
I'm alive, I'm alive. Where do you want to start?
Well, I want to start with are Black people needed in America?
Still needed. Still needed.
If we weren't here, the earth wouldn't even exist anymore. We are the morality of the United States. We have to keep these Neanderthals in check. We have to, because let me tell you something. Their whole ambition is to destroy the earth. That's what their whole ambition is. And our mission is to try to teach them how to be more human. We've been doing that from the beginning of time, and we're still doing it. And quite frankly, I am tired of it. I say let them replace us. Let them replace us with their own kind, and let them kill each other off, and then the meek shall indeed inherit the earth. Because this is tiresome. It is tiresome. So yes, we are still needed.
Now you're trying to bring in Bible quotes. Stop it. Now hang on a second. Let's you and I have a rational conversation. All that trying to destroy the earth, that's not new. The earth will be blown off of its axis at some point. The white man is the master of destruction. He's already spoken about that, and because in the future, the sun will dwarf the earth. You know that. So let's not play that game about who's going to do what, yada, yada, yada. Are Black people still needed, Janet, this day and time?
Yes, we are. We will always be needed. We are the original people of the earth.
What purpose?
We are the keepers
For what
of the
purpose?
earth.
Other than the prison industrial complex and spending, buying European clothes and shoes and accessories. What else? First
of all this clothes and spending and all this other stuff, that's a moot point, because we make and burn $1 billion trillion every day. We making, you know how easy it is to get money in America? We make and burn billions of dollars each day. The only thing you got to do is get your hands on it before they burn it. That's it. It's the easiest pot, it's easiest pot. But we are needed because we are the conscience of the world. We are the conscience of the United States. You know the harm and the death toll that the United States is doing in this world right now as we speak. They are literally dropping bombs on countries that only have slingshots. You understand that? If we wasn't here, imagine what the stuff that they will be doing. And that's why they're trying to replace us, because they want to do it. They want to do it. It is 2000.
I have no problem with what the military does. I have no problem at all.
It is 2024, and
oil is worth dying for and killing over. I have no problem. You yourself served
that's because
in the military.
That's because you're half white.
Yes.
That's because you're half white.
Yes.
So you see it differently.
Yes. Yeah. Somebody got to die for this life that I live. Hang on a second. You've heard me say this before. This place where I live and I can pack up and go someplace else. My collection of muscle cars, these fine cigars I smoke. Somebody got to die for this shit. What are you saying? What are you saying?
No, they don't. No, they don't. You know what the doctor? Listen, they're out here spending over $300,000.
That's right.
For these what's the thing that Elon Musk make? Them cars, what they're called, them Tesla things, them trucks and whatever, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you niggas gonna kill yourself to get one. You gonna kill yourselves, get one.
But Star, that is nothing but the Pontiac, a souped up Pontiac Aztec. That's all that is.
Okay.
That's a souped up Pontiac Aztec. It's a failed car. It's a souped up failed car. You could go online and find you one for less than $10,000 with like 30,000 miles.
Janet, we're going off topic. Hang on a second. I don't mean to snitch, but you have sent me pictures. I've seen you standing in front of designer bags, name brand clothing. You eat high up off the hog. You just bought a brand new home, vacationing, in places where. So let's talk about the common folk,
private towns.
Right.
They're not no resort.
Right,
in a private town.
You live around white folk. You're raised in the hood. You live around white folk. Now let's get back to the question.
Born and bred, Brick City, all day, every day.
People still need it. Please finish up. I got more calls, Janet.
No, I'm just saying this. Black folks are still needed, because we're here to teach. It's our job. We are the stewards of the earth, and I'm sorry, but that's what our jobs are. Okay. But you know what? I'm sick and tired of it. I think we should collectively, as Black people, sit back and let them run them up. Just let them run them up. And like I said, at the end of the day, we'll still be here like the day we was on day one. That's the only thing I got to say. And for anybody who want to go buy one of the little trucks, just go get you a Pontiac Aztec. It's the same damn car. It's the same car. Okay?
Great to talk to you, Janet. Great to talk to you.
Sure. Okay. Bye-bye.
Don't let Janet fool you. She got on I'll never blow up her spot like that, but some stylish Prada with a Gucci or some type of glasses. Expensive. The frames is $2,500. I think I saw 2 Birkin bags in the back. She sent me a picture a year ago. Hey, Sunday, I got your email. Sunday, we don't read $1.99 cash apps. You want to call in? Call in. You can talk, but I don't read $2 cash apps. Thank you, Sunday. We're breaking Sunday in with the new rules. She sent me a screenshot talking about I missed a cash app. No, I didn't miss it. I saw it. It was $1.99. Houston, are you calling? He says, I'm lit. Call in, nigga. What's your area code? Where's Houston? We might as well just go off the fucking rails. Houston, call in, nigga. Okay. Dee sent me an email. Michael Rubin apologizes for comments on hate and Black culture. When was this? August the 15th. I'm not a Breakfast Club watcher, so I didn't see him, but someone said he was talking about black on black hate or something. Well, did he apologize by donating $100 million to some black charity? Mark Zuckerberg gave, I should have asked Janet. Dana knows. Mark Zuckerberg gave $100 million back in 2013, I think it was 13, to Cory Booker's administration when Cory Booker was the mayor of Newark, New Jersey. Half the money disappeared. Anyway. Okay, so Michael Rubin apologized. Well, if you don't apologize with your checkbook, the apology don't mean nothing. Fuck out of here. Guys, I don't know where Houston is. Hang on a second. Troll Father got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Kamala has one foot in the office right now, and she's ushering in these migrants who are replacing Black Americans. You have to be a fool to support this. Big Crown Music got your donation. Can you send me a link, sir? Did you see King Flex, Tariq Nasheed at the gas station in a Bentley? Hashtag pocket watching. Oh, I saw him pushing a Bentley a year or so ago. The hater misses nothing. Are you talking about the one? I think he has the cranberry seats. But he's King Flex. So, I mean, why should he not, drive around like that? I'm not mad at that. Well, Reverend Ike was driving a Rolls Royce back in the late 60s and the 70s. Where is Houston? I don't see Houston on the line. Let me go to area code 718 real quick. Good evening. We're having a discussion. Steve Harvey talking about putting hands on Katt Williams. Are you there? Area code 718. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Okay.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing, sir. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good, Star. I'm doing pretty good, my man. I think it's crazy. I think that he's a little too old to be talking that reckless. Very well, he doesn't have it. He just, being a bull liquor. I don't think what's going on, man. I think he's trying to sell out his people for a few dollars that he's getting. I mean, it's obvious that he's getting paid to promote whatever her name is. You know what I mean?
Have you and I spoke before? I detect an accent.
Yeah. We spoke before.
Okay. What's your ethnic makeup, sir?
I'm Latin.
Latin, okay. Latin king?
Well, Spanish. I come from Spanish-talking people.
You're Hispanic. You speak Spanish.
Yes, there you go.
You're not from Spain.
Yes, sir.
You're not from Spain.
No, not at all. No. Not at all. Not at all. Those people come from different worlds.
Can I ask how old are you, sir? Respectfully.
I'm in my 40s.
Have you ever been to Spain?
Nah, never that.
Thank you for tapping in. Let's talk about Steve Harvey. You said he's too old. I disagree, sir. I want to see that old nigga crash out. See him crash out. Let's go.
He's not going to do that, man. Number one, my man is not a man of his own gravity. You understand me? He's not the type of man he's not a boss type kid, and he has too much to what do you call it? Too much to risk out. He depends on his work. You understand me? He's the type of man that he's still a puppet. You know what I mean? He's gonna do anything for the bag. You know what I mean? Just like we all waiting to see what Tyson's gonna do with that fight. It's all for the bag. You know what I mean? And that's where the main problem starts.
Nobody cares about that Tyson fight. He's looking crazy, man.
No word. He is looking crazy. But let me get back to the subject in hand.
Please.
I think personally myself, my man, that they going, if you don't mind me switching subjects, going back to the question if blacks are needed in America, I think this is the time that are needed the most. Wake up. And I think most people are waking up. I see a lot of black people talking Republican. I think people are waking up and realizing the power that they have under their vote. And I think that imagine this, picture this. Imagine having a black president with Trump's attitude. My man, we're gonna rise to the top. The day black people leave the Democratic Party behind, America is gonna change. America is gonna go to the top. We will be the number one country in the world again. As long as, you gotta understand, my man. Black culture.
Well, hang on a second, sir. You're Boricua, yes? Boricua.
I'm not Boricua. No, not at all.
What are you?
I'm Latino, son. I'm half Dominican, half Nicaraguan, son.
Oh, okay, Dominican. All right. Now hang on a second. So, and you were born here, or you were born in
New York?
Okay. Are you married to a black woman, or do you have children with a black woman?
I have a beautiful daughter with a blach woman, and I've been in court for 7 years. Okay. Nothing positive.
All right, so I can understand you pandering, of sorts. You're pandering, yes. You're Latin, man, and listen, black people. Let's have that talk. They've had their run. They can't get their shit together, right?
But you know why, though, right? Because they keep supporting tribalism and biased behavior. They gotta.
Sure, I don't give a fuck why.
That's what I'm saying. That as long as they do that, they're gonna continue to hit rock bottom. If they follow your style,
hang on,
you stand on your own.
No, I'm not a leader. Now, hang on a sec. I'm 60. I'm too old to care anymore. I'm too old to care.
Stop playing, man.
You've got a beautiful daughter. She's half African American and half Dominican and Nicaraguan. You say yes?
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir.
So you love her, this I'm sure. But at the same time,
my man, I've been in court 7 years.
Okay. But now it's time for the Latinas to rise, right? Come on. You guys.
What do you mean, Latinas to rise?
Well, you guys know how to work together.
My man, Star, I'm sorry to tell you, my man, I'm just like you, son. I don't believe in tribalism. I don't believe in just because we're the same country. Yo, you do wrong, I'm turning my back on you, son. I'm not. Everything that I've done and worked so hard, why are you going to bring myself down? You know what I mean? Some people do that. Some people do live very strongly and believe in that. I believe, with all respectfully, Democrats, that's how they run their life. They're very biased. Tribalism is very alive. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people.
Let me jump in for a second. I'll give you the last word. You know this. Okay, you don't support tribalism, but now we have to look at the reality of the bodegas. For the most part in New York City, they are ran by the Dominicans. They have that. What's that guy? I forget that guy's name. He's the president of the goddamn union, right?
All right.
That's power. That's power, man.
It's power. It's power. But if you really come to think about
all those bodegas, you go in there and you got the cats on top of the goddamn soda. Come on, man.
On top of the bread.
On top of the bread.
You know what I mean? Come on, man. Let's go back to puppy days. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then you might confuse the
niggas are lined up still for the chopped cheese. Still. You curse a nigga out, he's back the next week, still buying the chopped cheese.
Yep. Yep.
Nigga comes in there with his pants sagging, talking tough, but his baby mama will take a $20 and she'll top you off if she ain't got no money to get to work, right or wrong.
Right. Unfortunately, yeah.
You did good, man. We're done. I appreciate you, man.
My man, have a great night, my man.
Okay. Pardon me, folks. We had to talk that real New York shit about them bodegas, man. Them goddamn Dominicans. They are running that. So what is that guy's name? Hold on a second. He the Bodega Union president, New York. Bodega. That filthy rich Dominican. What is his fucking name? What's his name? Oh. Okay. Pardon me, folks. I'm tripping right now. Well, where's Houston? Where's Houston, man? The show has gone off the rails. Nigga.
My nigga.
Nigga, what's going
on?
What's going on, nigga?
Nigga, what you said? The cat be on top of the bread. You feel bad.
The bodega said, yeah, you goddamn right you're going to buy it. 2 o'clock in the morning.
What else you
going to get home and you've been drinking and you're hungry. You got,
Nigga, move the cat to the side and keep it pushing.
You're gonna buy a chopped cheese and you're gonna open up, you're gonna see little mice droppings. You move that shit to the side. You start eating.
Yeah, that shit normal. He said, and then the illegals are selling it to you.
Right.
Dog, man, what's popping, dog? What's popping with you, dog?
Steve Harvey talking crazy this past weekend in Atlanta. He was on stage with Stephen A. Smith at the 4th annual Invest Fest. We're talking about putting the hands on Katt Williams. Did you see it?
No, I ain't see it, but it sounds about right. Cause that nigga crazy. Dog, I'm talking about when he took the toupee off, he lost his mind. I think Katt Williams struck a nerve on the Shay-Shay thing.
Clearly.
I think that's weird for that nigga to call his shit Shay-Shay, but that's another story.
But now,
I'm just saying.
But now, Houston, the beef goes back to 2008 when they did the concert, the Face Off in Detroit. What was that thing called? Something.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But I don't think he gonna do that because Katt Williams is like, man, Katt Williams will probably pull out the tool on that dude. Pause. You feel? I think Katt Williams, I think he got choked out by that other nigga. He ain't trying to catch no another L.
He got choked out by wasn't that kid like 15 years old?
That's what he said, like 15. I'm like, I don't think Katt Williams trying to take another L. I think Katt Williams just gonna bring out the artillery in Israel. I don't see it happen.
Yeah. It was 2008, the Championship of Comedy. That's what it was.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was lighting Steve Harvey up, though. But I think that Shay-Shay interview...
Man.
I think that Shay-Shay interview put comedy back on the map. But these people didn't understand he was throwing them up. He was throwing them, like, man, y'all ain't gonna get up on this?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But then I don't think Steve Harvey gonna do nothing because he got enough problems that people already know about. You know what I mean? And Katt Williams,
I hope their entourages get into it. Listen, I want to be entertained with the monkey shit. Me
too. I want to see them niggas. I want to see them niggas shooting shots, nigga. I'm like, somebody got to go down.
I want to see niggas on the Grand Report. Troll babies, you guys, anybody know about the grandreport.com?
Oh, I remember that. Dog, I want to see them old niggas hit each other and knock each other out, nigga.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, man, I want to see it. Like, man, don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah.
Just go on out there and do it. Like, man, don't tell me you're going to knock me out and then, man, do it.
I want to see an old nigga fall down from overexerting himself, grab his chest, and then they have to call the paramedics, and he needs an oxygen tank.
Dog, I want to see both of them niggas catch a heart attack while they fighting. I'm talking about both of them niggas clenching their chest while they got there trying to fight. I want to see death, nigga. That's what I'm at. Nigga, both of y'all die. I don't give a damn about damn one of you niggas. Let's see what we talking about.
Let's go.
Dog, I'm talking about, I want to see them niggas swinging, Katt Williams perm dragging on the ground and shit. I want to see his wig and snatched out. I want to see all that, nigga. Yeah. I don't care about them niggas like that. Yeah. Man, you know what I'm talking about?
People tell me, yo, chill, Unk. I want Unk to pull out a box cutter and hit Katt Williams, give him $150.
Yeah.
What?
I just want them niggas. I want to see one of them niggas pull a razor out of their goddamn sock.
Yeah. Let's go, goddamn.
One of them niggas go down to the sock now. It gonna be real. That's what I want to see. You grab the razor. No, when an old nigga grab a razor and hold it up and be shaking,
right.
That's what I want to see, nigga. I want to see both of them niggas have a razor fight.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Houston, before you go, I got to ask you, did you shorten the name of your YouTube channel? Come on, man.
Dog, I got to, but not yet. I got to.
Come on, man.
I got to.
I paid for the banner already. Shorten the goddamn name, man. Come on. Let's get.
Okay, I got you, man.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay. Listen,
but on the title, are black people
still needed in the U.S.? Finish up. Please finish up.
Yeah, they are because we built it.
Why so?
You need your workhorse. no matter what.
Okay.
That's your bottom. You know what I'm talking about? You need your workhorse.
Okay.
Because without the workhorse, how you gonna get everything else done? And then when you get tribalism involved into it, and then after all you gotta do is hold up a Bible, put T.D. Jakes up there, and somebody like anything with the Bible, and then you start singing Negro spirituals, and you put all these. It just
the Most High. Can you call in? The Most High. Can you call in? I need to speak to him. Hold on a second, Houston. I got a question to ask you.
Okay,
folks. I'm going to have to edit this part out because me and Houston been talking crazy as we've done over the years. Keep it real, Houston. Keep it real. FBA pussy or tether pussy?
tether pussy.
There you
go. Straight up. I don't want no black bitch. Because a black bitch always have a nigga in court. That's straight up. I tell the motherfucker if they got this.
Say no more. We're done. Houston, we're done. We're done. Thank you, man. Good night.